Time, our special correspondent and investigative journalism, Marshal Anthony Ononye, is live from Kogi State, where he has been assessing the situation. Marshal, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Can you bring us up to speed on the latest development in the federal constituency at the center of these issues, please? Unfortunately, Marshal, we can't hear you. I'm hoping that it's a technical
group of people.
There we go.
For a recall, but these activities have equally been heavily criticized by the PDP, which is the party that Natasha emanated from. I'm standing here with Honorable Badamasi, who was a former representative from Kogi State and a PDP stalwart. And before now, he's criticized those calls, but I'd like to hear from him directly now. So earlier on when we spoke, you did say that these calls were fictitious and the signatures were fake. What more can be said about these calls for the recall of Natasha?
Thanks so much. I am Abdurrahman Badamasi. The recall is born out of envy, jealousy, hatred, and extreme wickedness for our people. There's a trend I am seeing in our place. The trend is that those who failed in governance will not like to see anybody performing well. That is the exact thing playing out. But the common people of Kogi Central are solidly behind Barrister Senator Natasha Akpoti because they know exactly that there is a difference in what she is doing.
Now, the people that have majorly clamored for her recall from yesterday and the day before, while we entered Kogi State, we had met with them and they had said, look, she might be going overboard with the allegations of sexual harassment and she has not tendered any evidence to these allegations, and they have urged her to, come home and present these facts. What do you have to say about that aspect of the sexual harassment allegation?
Yes, how does it concern our people? If she alleged that she was sexually harassed, how does it affect our people? How does it call for a recall? So that's to tell you that the exercise is born out of sheer wickedness and envy.
And the thought that her 6-month suspension would leave this federal constituency out of their representation at the national level, you don't see that as credible enough?
No, it will not be sustained, like she rightly said. The Senate has no right to suspend a fellow senator more than 14 days. So the court will handle that one.
Okay, well, Mazino, there you have it. You would recall that Natasha had also gone to court to counter these calls, and the court has equally given an injunction to that order asking INEC not to listen to any of these requests. Mazino.
So, Marshal, I spoke to you yesterday. I think you were in the eye of the storm. You spoke to some individuals who actually gave their grievances with the senator. But are there still agitations of the sort, even after that event from yesterday up until now? Are there still calls for her recall after all of the administrative or legal recourses that might have been taken?
I wouldn't really say agitations, but yes, you still have pockets of gatherings here and there within the state capital and her homestead. We just arrived her homestead in Okene here, and you would have majorly people who tried to, would I say, coming from Lokoja into Okene and, holding these meetings here and there and addressing media and still going ahead to call for her recall. And as a matter of fact, saying that for her to have gone up to the courts to take an injunction against their action is a clear indication that she's guilty of what she's been accused of. And I'd also say, talking about the situation here in Kogi State earlier on, Badamasi had also told us that his house was besieged by soldiers earlier on today, and I would want to ask him to, if he has information as to whether that you said the military men besieged your house.
In the morning, 4 trucks of military personnel besieged my house. On inquiry, they said that they are depriving people from gathering. I said, usually in my house, from time immemorial, it's a crowd. As long as I'm at home, there's a big crowd there. So they say they don't want to see anybody, and they seal off my entrance. The pictures are there, the videos are there.
and that has prompted him leaving his official residence or his residence to his father's house, where we currently met up with him. You know, we've been on his trail for 2 days now. It's been very difficult and tough to get a hold of him until we finally got him here in his father's house. That's
Marshall,
what you might find in other, he has also said other members of the PDP also have complained of their houses being besieged by security men.
Okay. Marshall, thank you very much for bringing us the details regarding the situation there in Kogi State. Thank you. We appreciate that.